这边绕一大圈，不然你不是这个时候的话是肯定可以载的。
塞车啊！
啊，他们不懂，你拿上次那个，你还记得以前那个老的吗？
哪里一个？
那个长头发老的
啊，没有做好吗？
这是我做还是没有做啊？他没有做了吗？跟他妈的，我送他回家哦，虽然很靠近嘞，那个时间是多了20多分钟了，我回家。我直接上highway跟没有上highway那个小路那边塞。所以你要哪一个 bus stop？
你放我在这里，等一下我跑过去对面就可以了。
OK， 这边哦，在天桥底下了哦。easy。哎，你要天桥还是？
这边等一下我跑过去。
OK， 可以，来。
OK，Thank you 啊。
OK，no problem。拜拜。
拜拜。
เริ่มออกเดินทางได้ เลี้ยวซ้าย
transparent as I have been, tell my entire story, and then have a scientific piece of evidence that I provided not validate my experience.
Tough one.
It's a very tough one.
Very tough one.
Knowing that it's from this earth,
Yeah.
I hope that gives her some closure.
Yeah. And look, I know what the cynics are going to say. Oh, she sent them a tube. Pom, pom, pom. If somebody was trying to pull over a fast one on us, they would work a lot harder than sending a dental implant, which is easy to identify in a lab, and which has been identified. But I think there's more to it than just that.
You know, I wish I had more data.
I don't know how or why this wound up inside of me, and I'm more afraid than ever.
I think we're still waiting for that evidence that really moves the needle to 11.
Yeah, that one piece of evidence.
Yeah. So I'm psyched.
Yeah, seriously.
All right. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Welcome. It's great to have you all here.
It's cool to be in Roswell.
Yeah, right?
Never been here.
We have received your story, your accounts, as well as the evidence and data. But first and foremost, we want to hear the story of your key account.
My name is Thor Lysens. I'm from San Clemente, California.
My name is Yvette Marquez, and I'm from Catalina, Avalon.
I've spent my entire life out on the sea. Pacific Ocean is my backyard, so between diving and boating, fishing, I start getting twitchy if I'm away from the ocean for too long. September 13th in 2021, I was on my way to visit Catalina Island on my boat, and I made it about halfway there, about 15 miles out. Something caught my eye. I don't know what's going on here.
ในสงครามนี้
What the heck these things are? They were like orbs. It started with 3, and then all of a sudden there's 2, and then they'd go down to 1, and they would kind of merge in and out of each other. When I first got notice of them, they were about 3 to 5 miles away from me, and they were probably
Head driver got in your line.
airplane.
Oh, that's a cool.
They looked like little miniature galaxies that would fade in and out. They'd change colors from orange to black. Black was the weird one. It had like a negative light. You could still see it, and it wasn't glowing. But I don't know how to really explain it.
I was living on my sailboat. I was anchored right outside of Catalina Island. I always kept my eye out for him when I knew that he was coming over. I saw what I thought were flares, except they didn't have the pattern of flares. So I called the Harbor Patrol. I told them that Thor was coming over, and I didn't know if those were flares. Maybe he was in trouble. Harbor Patrol was like, well, nobody's calling in, and they came and parked next to my boat. In fact, one of the Harbor Patrol guys came with his binoculars, he's looking, and said, nope, we don't know what that is. Those aren't flares. By then it caught like a little crowd, and there was other boaters looking. So I called him, and I was like, hey, do you see those lights out there? How far away are you? He's like, oh my God, there's these balls of light. I'm filming them right now.
But when inside my boat, I got a laser pointer out and I started shooting lasers out at them. As I'm narrating through the video, they were interacting. They could hear me, and they like kind of responded to my voice. And I checked you that. Where'd the third one go? There was 3. Like, yeah, there was 3 of them, but now there's 2 of them. I'm like, where'd the third one go? And then all of a sudden, pink, there's a third one right there. Okay, there's the third. Oh, no. They came back. They dropped down right above the ocean, started coming straight at me, which kind of freaked me out a little bit. It's kind of unnerving to have these weird glowing orbs like coming straight at me. They seem to be coming this direction.
The first thing I see are these 2 sets of tracks walking beside each other, and the tracks just stopped. Almost kind of like they got beamed up or something.
We looked up video analysis to see if it was faked or altered in any way, and we have the results.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck these things are. When I got their attention, they seem to be coming this direction. They're actually getting really, really close here. Freaked me out a little bit. It's kind of unnerving. Have these weird glowing orbs like coming straight at me, and then at one point they disappeared. They are right above the water now. It's gone. I do not see anything anymore. I know there are things out there that I believe are not from this world.
There's something else out there, and knowing that, it's kind of scary.
I don't know what the heck these things are.
It's an amazing story.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, what can we do for you? What are you hoping to get out of this discussion today?
I would totally love a confirmation that someone could look at my videos and analyze it. Yeah, if someone could say it, yeah, that's not a flare. That's not SpaceX launch.
And what do you think of that?
To me, it's very unnerving, not knowing what it is. I would like to know what it is, but in a way, it's kind of finding out like the boogeyman is real.
We have received your story, your accounts, as well as the video.
Thor and Yvette submitted a 9-minute video of his encounter at sea, hoping to get an answer about what they witnessed. The clip shows what seemed to be 3 orange lights that disappear, reappear, and merge with each other.
Okay, let's take a look at this. Can you tell me where you are?
When it happened, Avalon is right there.
Yep.
You got mainland, and you have Catalina Island. It's about 35 miles out from my home harbor. And I was somewhere right in between those points.
ใน 200 เมตร
Catalina Island sits 47 miles off the coast of Southern California. Thor was traveling from the harbor in Dana Point West towards Catalina, and was about half, or 23 miles from home port, when he encountered the lights.
What's the direction you were looking?
I was actually looking towards the power plant and the military base, which was right behind me.
And so, where was your direction? What were you facing?
I was just outside of Avalon Harbor, anchored, and looking straight out towards Dana Point.
So you know that Catalina is very rich in UFO history. Have you heard of the Tic Tac incident?
I have heard the word Tic Tac before. I can't say I know the incident though.
In 2017, the New York Times posted a thermal imaging video of a Tic Tac shaped object flown by a Navy fighter pilot off the coast of Catalina Island in 2004. The video shed light on the top secret Pentagon program called ATIP, the Advanced Aerial Threat Identification Program, which is tasked with tracking and analyzing potential UFO activity for the U.S. military.
Where you were was very close where the Tic Tac incident happened. So the first thing we did was check the Marine Casualty database to see if anybody had an emergency or they had to shoot off an emergency flare.
The Marine Casualty Database logs all open water emergencies in the Pacific Ocean. According to their records that night, there were no reports of trouble. Chrissy's team also contacted Camp Pendleton Marine Base, located 28 miles south of Dana Harbor, but they reported no nighttime military drills that evening.
There was no supporting evidence of parachute flares or any military activity during this. So then we had to look at satellite data. We know that there's multiple launches that happen in that area.
Vandenberg Air Base is located only 155 miles from Catalina and routinely launches satellites into orbit. On September 13th, the airbase launched a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket containing 51 Starlink satellites.
I did witness that launch from Vandenberg that evening. It wasn't until 30 minutes, half an hour afterwards, that I started seeing these strange lights.
You're right. It's 25